Thank you for inventing my favorite genre of games of all time.
Well, actually, I didn't invent it. Crowther and Woods did.
I would go as far, not to obviously correct you. I would go as far as to say that you invented the graphic adventure genre.
Well, okay. All right.
When people sign on to the project, you probably the source code for the original game would fit on a floppy disk. And this one, I tell people, well, get ready to download 50 gigabytes. And if you also want the VR version, download another 50 gigabytes. There's a lot to this thing.
This game is very deep, very complex. So much to keep track of. And, right now, if you see the video, you've probably seen the video that we have, the run through that Ken did. That's just that's a tip of an iceberg. It doesn't really show that much of like activity. It's more running through, grabbing inventory objects, getting down into the cave and catching a bird basically, and these stairs going down and kind of mist coming up. And that's where we stop it. The real game is down there. And so nobody has actually ever seen the actual game yet.
I mean, I'm excited because there's only so many ways you can make a cave interior interesting.
Yep.
And it works in text because you're building this world in your own head, but to actually have a fully 3D explorable cave. Actually, that's this is not a note, but anything. But are you basing this on the original? What was it in Kentucky? The actual cave, or is it
the Mammoth Caves? I think.
Yeah, the Mammoth
Caves.
No,
we're not. No. I think it started out. We thought maybe we would do that, but that just wasn't going to be fun. Really, I mean, you have to differentiate this cave from place to place. You can't just have it be one cave room after another.
Turns out caves aren't that interesting.
Not really. Not when you really get into them. And we've actually done some spelunking. That was another one of my ideas that Ken didn't actually like, but I kind of liked it. But anyway, we had to come up with some kind of backstory they did give us, the original designers gave us some characters that we could use, and we're definitely using them. And we're not really adding any new characters. I don't think we are we?
No.
We're adding more dwarves.
More dwarves. More dwarves is always good.
No spoilers.
I mean,
no spoilers.
Okay.
Also,
anyway,
it is hard to fit a fucking dragon in a cave in Kentucky. So obviously, you would have to.
Yeah, but beyond that, so we're not really adding any more characters than what is already in the original adventure. But in order to spice up the world that you see as you go through it and have some interest, we had to add some backstory of who might have been in the cave whenever, and might have done what and left behind what and built what and how would that look, and then just adding mood and lighting and sound effects. You'd be amazed how much sound effects can really change the feeling of, and sound effects are music as you go through it, and we're going to do that big time, but we didn't have much time. We basically did it before GDC and had to throw them in, the bet. And I basically did that, and working with Ken, it actually was really fun. I really liked doing that. I actually think I could be good at it. If I'm not an artist, I can't really draw that well, but I do have a sense for sound and music, and I do really, really good playlists.
That was a big lesson she taught me, in all honesty, because I thought it needed music, kind of like Skyrim or what have you. And she's like, is that really how we're going to do it? I don't really like that. I think it should be more just about the sounds of nature, the sounds of the cave, and the things like that.
The music is okay in places. I mean, if you think about movies, you don't have constant music going in a movie. You have it in certain key spots and to give you a mood, but it doesn't just keep going and going and going and going. It's really the sound effects that have the most impact.
You actually ended up hiring a friend of mine to do the music.
Oh, I was going to mention the narration. Jason, you actually hooked us up with the narration, which is
he's great.
Also the narrator. He's also a friend of mine.
Everybody loves him.
Yeah. Jem. He's fantastic. But James Mulvale, who's doing your music, is also a good friend of mine. If you would indulge, I have 3 quick, because I asked my SQH community if they had questions for Ken and Roberta Williams. Quick one from Pixie. How do they feel about the level of interactivity and feedback that you can get from fans nowadays via social media platforms and email? Now, she did abbreviate that as SM, but I'm assuming she meant social media.
Do you want to try that one, Bird? Or?
No,
Bird is not on social media.
I'm not on social media.
The problem with social media is when you're trying to do a game or live a life, is that there's a million of them and one of you, and it can really, plus it's fun. I mean, social media can be fun, and answering questions can be fun. But it can also kind of like suck you in, and it's suddenly all you do. So, I know
it's been overwhelmingly positive. Lucky.
The comments I can't believe it. We were Roberta and I were doing that the other day, where we'd done a YouTube video, and we were reading the comments. And I put them up on a theater screen. I'm talking to you from our home theater. And we were reading through them, and then just for fun, because we're kind of wicked people, we went to some competitor products and read the comments on their videos, and it cheered us up enormously that we had the best of any comments we had seen. And so we were cheering when we'd see, because we are at heart, we are competitive people.
Oh, that's amazing.
And, plus you work really hard. I mean, we're not doing this because we're hoping to get rich and famous. I mean,
you already are.
Been there, done that.
Yeah.
I mean, what we're really trying to do now is entertain people and bring a little fun into their lives, and entertain us. I mean, if we can do something that makes us happy and makes them happy, that's good. But if all of this was just to bore people or not entertain, then it would be for nothing. I mean, we wouldn't do that. So
I love when people tell me, I bet you they just hands off and they delegate and they let you guys go. I'm like, no way. You're fully engaged.
It's not, I mean, you asked originally if how well we're keeping to the original game. And I am trying to stay as close to the original game as possible in the design meaning, if the description of where you are in the cave, it's the same. It's the same. I might have changed a few little words, here and there, but it's essentially the same. And so when you come into it, wherever you come into in this game, it's going to be the same message that you would have gotten in the original game, and therefore the graphics that you see have to match that description. That doesn't mean that we're not adding extra stuff, that looks interesting and fun, but the core of the message, that same message is there, and that you can't do anything more or less in it than was in the original game, and that the puzzles are intact as much as possible. I don't want people going through it and saying, well, this isn't the same game. Yeah, who are they trying to fool?
Now they're two dragons. What the hell?
Right. And some of the room descriptions didn't give us much to work with. They would say, you're in a large cavern and exits lead off in all directions. Okay. What do we do with that?
Add more rocks.
And gave us too much to work with.
And sometimes it was too much to work with.
Yeah, it says you come into a repository and everything you ever seen anywhere in the game happens to be there. And then we're thinking, now, how in the hell are we going to draw that and get tons of dwarves and diamonds and all in one place? So, what's easy in text with one word or 5 words can be, there's a place where it says you come around the corner and you're standing on a platform and there's a volcano and there's lava flowing and we kind of go, oh crap, now we got to draw a volcano, we got some lava,
we have to figure out how to do it.
Hiking trails, we got 5 words can mean 50 hours of art time, real easy. So,
but the bottom line is the design is the design. I have not designed it. I'm not designing it. I'm very quick to say I'm not the designer. You might call me a creative director.
I will.
But it's really like taking a book and making it into a movie, kind of like that.
Yeah, you're adapting an existing work and being respectful.
Right. As to our time, 7 days a week, everybody knows where they can find me at 6 a.m. And I'm usually there till 6 or 7 in the evening. And Roberta's the same.
No, I'm not the same. I'm not as good as Ken. I will admit. I'm getting better. I'm getting better. But Ken's life is a computer. I mean, his phone, it's never far. I mean, it's like, I bet you he's holding on to it in his hand as we speak.
I saw him typing.
I mean, it's a computer, and at night we go to bed, he's got this laptop, I mean, everywhere he goes is a screen. He can't be away from a screen. And I'm not screenophobic at all. I love my computer, don't get me wrong. And I love what I do. But I'm not a person that has to be constantly at a computer. I've got other things in my life that I do. And so so Ken that is true. He is there from 6 a.m. till later than 6 p.m. Constantly. I'm not. I'm not even going to claim it.
Waterproof laptop in the hot tub.
You said that, not me.
I have checked email in the hot tub many times.
I wasn't going to bring up the hot tub. You did.
He did.
I didn't.